7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hey guys, welcome to Lifecast. I've got Michael Drawdy here.
What's up?
And I'm Evan Dickey, and we've got Acacia Howard, and we've got Caleb Beck. Friends call him Beck, right?
That's me.
That's me.
That's me, man. That's me.
So we just wanted to come to you today. We dropped a new song, Pulling Me Closer. You've probably seen it online on Instagram, and we just wanted to talk to Acacia. She's one of the artists in the song, as well with Carter Matthews. He is the guy singing in the bridge. But Acacia, we wanted to just kind of start it out and ask you, how excited are you about this new release?
This is very exciting. And mainly because this is one that specifically, I guess I can't say specifically for the church, but it's one that we've been singing for a while, and I think most people have been wanting it to be released, and I'm very excited.
Well, I guess you said not specifically for the church, but I guess you could say the church in whole. Acacia, do you feel that the timing is right on?
I do feel like the timing is right on, and everything has led up to it being perfect for what's going on right now.
Michael, what's your take on that?
On the song?
Yeah.
Or, I thought you meant like on what she just said. I was like, I think my take on the whole song in general is whenever we were writing this like 3 years ago, I really love the song because when we were writing the lyrics to it, we were like, well, let's think of things, because God is this, of course, like you can't have what you want in God and the thing that you're trying to find, because we all need God to fill that inner thing that anybody's trying to fill that gap with. And you can't have the joy, you can't have the peace, you can't have the love unless God's there. Yeah. And so we wanted to find the parallels to it of like, okay, there's an ocean, there's a tide. And it made me think like, okay, whenever I get down or anything, like you just think about like, okay, God's here, so the next thing that has to be here is joy. And then if I'm feeling restless or stressed out, God's here, so what's the next thing? It's peace.
Absolutely.
So that's what I like about it.
Well, I think right now in the world as a whole, a lot of people need peace.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are very unsettled by a lot of the things that are happening worldwide. So, just to think of the lyrics of the song that you're pulling me closer, it makes me think of kind of just like from a parental view, when you're pulling your child closer, you're bringing them in for peace, for protection, to make them feel secure. Acacia, tell us a little bit about yourself, first of all. Just like where you're from, what you like to do, all that stuff.
Well, I am from Waynesboro, Georgia.
Waynesboro? The country.
Small little town.
Waynesboro.
Where'd you go to high school?
Burke
Burke
County.
County.
BC County.
So it's a little small little town, major. I lived in the city parts.
That's a nice southern twang accent.
Well, they had like $1 General there, and it was just like, dang, we uppity.
Well, actually,
No, y'all got a KFC now, don't y'all?
oh, we've been had a KFC. We have a Zaxby's and but no, seriously
big
though,
city life.
like when we got a Walmart, I just remember when the Walmart got there, like we just was like, we have made it. Like we are here.
Speaking of Walmart, I go to Walmart today, and I literally despise parking at Walmart. I cannot
There's
stand
everybody and their mama there.
Everybody at Walmart, I feel like during the day, they're all just people that are retired, that they worked their whole life. They don't have jobs now, so what do? They like to go to Walmart, and that's how they spend their
Walmart is my happy
guess.
place. I love Walmart. I get everything from Walmart. Clothes, shoes, all that.
You get laughter, you get joy.
Yeah, you get peace.
Patience, kindness.
The prices just pull you closer, don't they? Acacia?
It works on your
Rolex.
page.
But so I'm the youngest of three. I am 26. For fun.
Yeah, what makes you like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to do that?
Binge on Netflix.
Oh my gosh.
I absolutely love to binge on Netflix, and I binge multiple shows on Netflix. Don't ask me what I binge, but I do binge a lot of TV shows on Netflix.
You binge
Beck, are you a
more
binger?
than one show at one time?
Yeah. Well,
Very
like,
much.
okay, see, like with Flash, So
Don't ask her what she likes to binge watch.
No, well, no, because like with Flash, you got different shows that intertwine. So you have like Supergirl and Arrow and all of that intertwined. So I just watch them all. Like you got to.
Like the whole Marvel thing with like Luke Cage and stuff like that.
If I start a show, I gotta finish it.
But see, what happens is I start on one show, I binge watch till it gets to a part where I have to switch to another episode or another show to get that episode. Then I come back and finish it, but then I go to the next show. And then I know that's just what I like. I'm a homebody. I like to be at home. I do like to chill with my friends.
That's nice. And you like recording music.
I do like recording music. That's actually a very fun process.
I remember the day she comes in the studio and she absolutely rocked the song. When I tell you that it did not take long for her to get in there, get the job done, she's like a one-take wonder. No, I'm not even joking. Like, she came in, it was flawless. It was a great afternoon, and I want to say we got some Chick-fil-A that day too, so that always makes it super Christian.
I think we did, and that was fun.
Speaking of Chick-fil-A, I do have to have Beck touch on this real quick. Beck, tell them what you eat at Chick-fil-A.
Oh, yeah.
So,
listen up. You need this on your menu.
yeah, Chick-fil-A, if you ever put this on your menu, I better get credits. So, I'm a mac and cheese guy. I love mac and cheese, any type of mac and cheese. And when Chick-fil-A came out with their mac and cheese, I was like, okay, this mac and cheese is good, but it's missing something. So I got a 12-count nugget with a side of mac and cheese. And then I got some ranch and buffalo. And I got home. Oh, and I got a little salad bowl container from Chick-fil-A. And so I put the chicken, empty bowl. You got to listen. And so I put the chicken in the bowl. I cut the chicken up. I dumped the mac and cheese on there. And then I poured the ranch and the buffalo, mixed it all up, and I made buffalo ranch mac and cheese or ranch buffalo chicken mac and cheese, however you want to title it. Anyway, it's chicken, mac and cheese, ranch, and buffalo, and it is so good. It is literally, it is amazing. If you love ranch, you love spice, you love chicken, you love mac and cheese and everything nice, go to Chick-fil-A and make you some. Michael makes it. I have a few other friends I think that make it because they saw me post it. They're like, wow, that's godly. I'm like, yeah, because God made it. So
I think I speak for everyone watching this and listening to this that we thank you.
You're welcome.
We thank you for that.
You're welcome.
My pleasure. We thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Whatever.
I work at Chick-fil-A.
Beck has, to get back on topic, Beck has a few questions. We went live on our Instagram earlier before this and just asked, are there some questions that anybody wants to know? So Beck wrote some of those down. So Beck, just kind of go off on what you got there first on the list.
Got a few fun ones. The first one we got was, what is the song Pulling Me Closer about?
Go ahead.
I mean, I can just say, like, when we actually were sitting in our youth room, and we kind of just started playing with the chord progression. Oh, no, this is not what it really was about. It's just how it started.
Yeah,
so here you go.
2018.
Yeah, and we just started playing with these chords, and was it you or was it Bianca?
So what happened was, the guitar was going. I was actually sitting in my office, which was in the youth room, and I'm like, oh man. So these like lyrics just started popping in my head. So immediately I wrote down what I came up with at the time, and then I want to say I immediately like called Michael and texted him, and I was like, hey, you got to come here. You got to like come wherever you are, stop what you're doing. So he comes in there, and I was like, listen to this. And then we just start. I was like, ever since my lungs drew their first breath, my ears were open, and I could hear what you said. And then I just started, I need you like a heart needs a beat. And then from there, we just kind of started naming other things like ocean needs a tide. We started writing things down. And we felt like it was special enough to take, we had a songwriting team, so we actually took it to the songwriting team. And Beck, were you in that meeting with us originally?
Melanie was with us.
Melanie was with us, and Bianca, she was with us in that meeting. Wes McDonald, a few other people, and we all just sat in that meeting and started taking what we had so far and building on it, and then that's where the song came about. So knowing that, I mean, what would you say is your take on?
Okay, so when you think of like an ocean needs a tide, heart needs a beat, you know, you kind of sit there and you sing it. And I was thinking about this the other day, reading John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, y'all know. And
every youth kid's favorite scripture.
but like like that, I think when we think about the things of like a tide comes with the ocean, I think they're so simplistic things that we forget the parallels that it points to God in.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think just when we sing the song, it makes you think about, like, if my heart didn't beat, where would I be?
Yeah.
Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, if an, you know,
It's a smart one.
yeah, so that's what I'm getting at is, you know, I think it's just the simplicity of the song that it helps you resonate to it.
It's simple and powerful. At the
Yeah,
same time.
yeah.
I think sometimes we make things so complicated, right? In our walk with the Lord, we try to over complicate. Well, what we say is, oh, we're just being spiritual, but really over spiritualizing things means you're just over complicating things. But something as simple as a heart needs a beat, an ocean needs a tide. I mean, we need God.
Yeah.
Sometimes we do got to get back to the childlike faith, you know, because a child sees what it is for what it is.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They
at its
don't-
most purest form.
They don't, you take a child, they don't look at a situation and do what we do as adults and think of the 10 things that can go wrong just by looking at a situation.
Yeah.
They
Nice.
automatically have picked out the best outcome in their mind, and that's what's going to happen.
Someone taught me one time, speaking of kids and childlike faith, someone told me, where do you get fear from? And they said fear is taught. And the reason a bunch of kids will do things without thinking is because they're fearless. They don't have fear in them, because if they haven't been around and no one's taught them, don't do that, that's not good. As far as, like, say a kid goes to jump off a slide, they're going to do it and not be scared because they've never done it. They don't know what the outcome is. They're like, oh, this is fun. And so unless you teach a kid what fear is, kids don't get fearful. And so when you talk about childlike faith, it's insane how kids really are just fearless, and you can tell them anything and they're like amazed by it. And so that just, I don't know, it just kind of popped in my head. Someone told me that.
Last night we were at a birthday party, and the topic came up. You know, we are all pro-life. We absolutely believe in life, and we vote that way for pro-life. And we're talking about this song being released today. And I'd actually told them that when I wrote that first lyric, that you know, ever since I took my first breath, and I just could picture a baby being born, and it's just crazy. How, you know, they're talking about childlike faith, but that really is the power behind the song is the simplicity and, you know, the faith of a child. I'm just talking about that need that you need. A child needs a parent. A child needs a mother, needs a father. We as adults, you know, we get a little bit, you know, self-independent sometimes, and that bleeds over into our spiritual lives, and we forget just how much we need God. We need the Father in every part of our life. Acacia, when you're leading this song on Sundays, because she led this past Sunday at our church, at our Gateway campus, how do you feel like the people respond as you're leading that? Do you feel like you see breakthrough? What do you see in the people when you're singing this song?
Oh, that's a good question. When people are hearing us, I guess, minister through this song, they're able to really relate to it in whatever situation that they're in, whatever battle that they may be going through, and they're just able to say, you know what, at this point, I can't do it on my own.
Wow.
So I need you to help me through this. And I feel like a lot of times when we do sing it, I feel like it resonates in that way, like whatever they're going through.
We see a lot of people just be drawn to the altar because I think it brings them back to that moment in their life. Beck, did you have any more great questions for us?
Yeah, actually, this one's kind of fun, and a lot of people actually ask this question. What is the writing process like?
It's always different.
Yeah, no, for real.
I'm so serious. It's always different. What one song we actually, it was the three of us in Evan's spare bedroom, and we had set up like this garbage sounding setup, and we were just going crazy. So that, I mean, it can happen like that.
I remember when y'all did that, because I feel like I came over to the house to hang with Hannah, and y'all were like, "Come up here and listen to this."
There's wires
studio.
everywhere. Like you're tripping over like cables. I had everything just like rigged up.
It was so bad. It was tough.
But we got there. I was like, all right, y'all get on your instrument, and I brought like an electric drum set to the house. And
you're probably
Michael,
wondering, why do that when you have a whole studio here? Like, you guys have a studio. Why do that? And
like, let's just do it
let's
in
just
the
do it
upstairs
in my house.
of my house.
We'll have fun.
Because, we could hang out after we were done. We didn't have
Absolutely.
to pack up here and then go somewhere else.
Yeah, we just play some Call of Duty in my man cave.
Yeah. But, like, it's always different.
Well, it really is. Honestly, what happens is for us sometimes is we actually get like the music first. So sometimes it happens where we might just be jamming out. We hear this chord progression, we hear the music, and we're like, oh, that's really inspiring. So then we write lyrics to that. Then other times just a thought or lyrics may come to us, and we might actually just, build the music into what we wrote. So
God Who Frees Me was like that.
Yeah, God Who Frees Me was a concept. Make It Loud
Plug.
was a concept as well. And in fact, both of those songs were written with our youth camp in mind that we do at the church. And our youth pastors, Allie and Tracy Hidalgo, came to us and said, hey, we want y'all to write a song for youth camp. And it started the first time we did it for Expecting, which hasn't been released yet. And then after Expecting, the next year for youth camp, they were like, all right, do that again. And then that's when Make It Loud came about.
Our very first song that we ever wrote, as a church like that,
Yeah.
was the old one, Lost in Your Love, which was actually done for that youth camp that was coming up.
That's right.
And so I think it was me and Carter, and I came in one day and he was like, hey, listen to this. And like we just started jamming. I was like, all right. But then like the next year was Expecting. The next year was Make It Loud. Then this year was God Who Frees Me. It's almost just like, that's just, I don't know, pivotal moment.
Well, these inspirations, these, concepts come, this past year, this year of youth camp was for freedom. And we wrote The God Who Frees Me, which will be coming out later this year as well. But that's really, in the songwriting process, it could start with music and then the idea comes, or it could start with the idea and then the music comes. But either way, it's fun. I can tell you that. It always is fun. And it gets frustrating
Oh, yes.
at times. Like,
Beck has this real problem to where like he says whatever in that brain, and they'll be like, give me a word that rhymes with like
Give me a word that rhymes with doorknob.
yeah, like, well, we could have like angel in a song. Like,
Or,
the word could be angel, and then Beck's like pangel. Or
like you brought me a
or dangle.
prangle.
It
You know what
it
I'm
could be
saying?
something
And we're like,
completely random.
what?
But
I think that
but
happened a lot with God Who
Songwriting's
Frees
great.
Me.
It is frustrating at times, and you just want to kind of like quit after a while when you can't find that. But for some people, artists out there, it takes years to just write one song. They'll come out with a great song. They're like, oh yeah, I started writing it 4 years ago, and I'm just like, good Lord.
And then it can happen within 3 days, like The Blessing with Carrie Job and them. They wrote it that Friday, and then they played it that Sunday. I was like, y'all wrote that Friday, dude.
That's impressive. What else you got there for us, Becco?
How long does it take to record a song and explain the process?
So, like,
In
for
general.
Pulling Me Closer, we made an appointment with Keisha. We said, hey, come on in the studio. We're going to record this. So she just comes in. Our producer and one of our songwriters and even artist, Carter Matthews, he has everything set up for us. So what we'll do is we have all the tracks. We usually do 3 takes of everything. So she'll come in. We'll say, all right, start on verse 1, and we'll record that 3 times. We'll do that with every part of it. So we've got the chorus, the pre-chorus, if there's one, bridge, la-da-da. So once we get 3 takes of everything, then we'll go back, and usually I always like an ad-lib take.
Mm-hmm.
So like you'll notice in the end of Pulling Me Closer, and Acacia laughs at it because yesterday during church, during practice, I was doing the ad-libs that she does in the recording, and
No, okay, there's a story behind the ad-libs on this song. So basically, I feel like God is growing me, and he's maturing me in my gift because I wasn't
Come on, sister.
always an ad-libber, and I still kind of struggle with it sometimes. But we got ready to add some, I think you call it trickery or something. I think y'all were calling it trickery or something like that.
So
at
what we
the
named
end.
the track was probably Trickery.
Yeah, you were like, y'all were like, okay, so now that we've done that, let's go back and do the ad-libs and throw some trickery in there. And I'm just like, trickery? So I'm standing in the booth and I'm just like, trickery? And so I'm like,
Trick or treat.
whoa! I'm like, what? I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do.
She did. You'll hear it. It's kind of subtle in there, but it's right towards
there.
the end of the bridge, and Carter's singing that part. I hear you calling me. Your face is all I see. You're pulling me closer, and then you just hear Acacia come in with this angelic voice.
And every time I hear it, I just can't help but to laugh because of because of what happened to get to that point.
So you're laughing, but people are just crying and weeping at the altar. Acacia,
I mean, it's because of the woe.
under that power.
It's because of that.
But
That
yeah, so
O
she
is
comes
what
in.
makes it.
We get those takes, and then the reason why we do 3 takes is because we can actually go through and whichever ones we like. If she maybe sang one word a certain way, even though obviously the goal is to sing it the same way every time, but sometimes we might be like, hey, why don't you give a little bit more of this or give a little bit more of that, and we can go through and be like, oh, we like this. So literally, Carter can splice and put together the different parts we like the most, so that way we can get the best take. And also recording the instruments. Michael records all of our guitars, all of our EGs, and even some of our
That is literally sometimes
that
a
probably
full
is harder.
8 hours or more.
That is probably harder than tracking vocals. Vocals we can usually track in
2.5, 3
2.5
hours.
to maybe 4 hours, but guitars is usually an all-day thing.
Thank you so much for tuning in to our livecast episode today. Make sure to download and stream our music on all major streaming platforms, as well as follow us on our social media accounts. We'll see you again soon.
I need you like an